Everyone. It's been a really long time since we last had a Nibiru Chill session, right? The last one we had was last year, I think. Am I right? Am I wrong? I think it was last year. So very happy to welcome 2025 and also to see everyone here today. So today we'll be hosting our very first Nibiru Chill session of 2025. How exciting. Oh, and we have with us, as usual, always the core team. We have Brandon, we have Jonathan, we have Quen, we have so many members from the core team here today. I think we need to go one round to introduce. Why not let's start with August. August, will share a little
Hey
bit about
guys.
yourself and what is your role in Nibiru?
Yeah, sure. I'm August. I'm the marketing lead at Nibiru. I get to work on co-marketing initiatives, event planning, social content creation, all the fun creative stuff here.
You go next, Brandon, since you're unmuted.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So I do some of the growth stuff here at Nibiru. Been with the team for over a year now. So go-to-market initiatives, work very closely with August, Unique, actually just everyone on this team, just to, do various go-to-market initiatives, work with the different protocols that are launching on the chain, helping them go to market, helping them flesh out their different strategies for, their audiences, what might be best practices when it comes to, especially for newer protocols, just kind of giving them more guidance on how to kind of take the first steps into, dabbling in our user base. So yeah, excited to be here today.
Well, cool. Thank you so much for the introduction. All right, next up we have Brendan. Do you want to pass the baton to someone else?
Yeah, I'll pass it to Quen.
Gwen, let's go.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Hey everyone, pleasure to be here again. Happy New Year, everyone, first of all. So, I am Quen and I handle the BDN community for Nibiru Chain in India. Based out of India, like closely working with the Indian based project, but yeah, definitely working out with the global projects as well with the team. So, it's been like around 8 months I have been with Nibiru and super excited to hear the session. Passing it out further to Yura.
Right, let's go, Yura.
Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Yura and Happy New Year. Yes, so I'm in charge of Asia growth and Korea lead. I'm the only Korean in my team. Yeah, and our team only me and Queen is based in Asia. Yes, but I'm doing more on the BD stuff with the team and I'm managing some partnership and looking for some good projects for like Nibiru chain. So yeah, happy to be with the team. Yeah, thank you, and I'll pass it to Gabe.
Let's go, Gabe.
Hey everybody, great to see everyone again. Gabe, I'm part of our strategy and ops team, so I work closely with our venture ecosystem and all the super sexy internal finance and operations stuff. I think that's it. Who else is? Oh, and I'll pass to Unique, I guess.
All right, let's go, Unique.
Hey guys. Yeah, Unique here, CEO. I'm as far as what I work on the project, kind of everything. Pretty technical guy, so like one I have to be like the liaison between like the business or like non-technical side and then also a lot of the engineering stuff. But yeah, really work on everything, marketing, implementing stuff on the chain, front end, whatever. Just whatever is the most important at the moment.
All right, thank you, Unique. By the way, guys, I just want to say that Unique don't often join our chill sessions because he's super busy, but it is super cool to have him here with us today. So I think today is a really special, I would say, session because as I mentioned, we don't really see Unique that often, but it's good to have him here with us today as well. I think Noel just joined us last minute, so Noel is the last to go. Noel, please give a quick introduction and what you do, what you work on Nibiru.
Yes, hi you guys. Sorry, I'm a teeny bit late. Hi you guys. I'm Noelle. I'm the designer here at Nibiru. I've been here for just almost a year. We're coming up on a year now. I handle a lot of projects from like the marketing aspect for design, social media, the website. I also work on the app. Also work on like merchandise and stuff and for events. So I kind of do a little bit of everything, you guys. For those of you who are new, thank you guys for showing up. Happy that you're here and you get a lot of cool details from being here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Noel. So for all those who are new here today, I hope you can see that our team is super committed. Almost everybody is here today, except the guy eating pho. He's in my seat. So as what Brendan has mentioned, so it's pretty funny. All right, I think let's get on with the main core session. Without further ado, the first question I have for the team is, I think it has been a while since we last posted our community chill session, right? As I mentioned last year. So it has been a really long while since we had last had a call. So I think the first question will be, how's Nibiru EVM coming along? It's been a while, right? So I believe there's a lot of updates for everyone down here. And I heard that it's launching really soon. So who's going to take this?
I can talk, but quick delay to see if other people want to, because I could probably answer each one.
Yeah, so Nibiru EVM is progressing pretty smoothly. So we successfully completed the 2 audits that we mentioned on the other shield sessions. So the judges are writing the reports from the competitive audit that we started with Code Arena, and then we also basically we started working on all the fixes for everything that's caught from the audit in terms of like quality assurance or just security findings. And so I think Kevin's working on like one of the last fixes like just this week. So that's pretty big because that means like everything we want in terms of features or bug fixes is like there for the mainnet scope. Now it's just a matter of like deploy it on the testnet, test it a little bit more. And then we'll also do, we're going to do one more round of mitigation review, it's called, which is basically where you have some of the senior auditors or judges come in and review the code that you did to fix the stuff from the audit. So it's like a little bit more auditing, but we're just being like super thorough because it's a pretty big upgrade, like adding a whole other VM. But yeah, that'll bring us to like mainnet beta phase, we call it, which is where like it's not a kickoff of like the main campaign, but people can deploy everything, all their apps legitimately on the mainnet. So yeah, pretty excited there. A lot of the things in the ecosystem are heating up, I think.
I would say I'm super excited for it, to be honest. Like I think another round of audit is always good. Like being thorough is good, as what you mentioned. Like security is very, very important when it comes to building a chain itself. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing, Unique. Brenda, do you have anything to add on to what Unique has mentioned?
There were a couple things. I mean, Unique pretty much touched on them, but I think some of the updates I noticed that were like pretty interesting were, I think it was like Authguard, which it prevents like the unauthorized ETH transactions. There was like the improved gas refund mechanism, so vulnerabilities around gas handling, and then there was the race condition prevention, which is essentially like preventing issues like infinite token minting, which is like pretty terrible if that ever occurred on the chain. So a lot of the pretty deep security related issues, it's pretty cool to see that team has seen quite a bit of breakthroughs through overcoming a lot of those issues. So major props to Unique, Kevin, and the entire engineering team. It's obviously has not been easy, and sometimes we see in the community people are like pushing and rushing for EVM, and I totally get it. But at the end of the day, you need a stable EVM so that the protocols that build on the chain don't get hacked and lose millions of funds. So let's try our best to avoid that. And yeah, really appreciate the engineers' hard work there.
Thank you so much for sharing the extra updates, Brendan. To me, I personally believe that we rather be safe than sorry, right? So having the extra time to kind of like ensure that everything is moving on the right track, I think that is the most important, rather than having to rush and then end up thing got missed out and then things happen, So it's always good to have that security measures, the extra security checks and stuff. So mad props to the team, I would say. Let's move on to the next question. So recently I saw that August announced some incentives for our community members to participate in. So August, can you share a little bit more about these campaigns?
Absolutely. There's quite a few incentives going on with the different dApps building on Nibiru. So the first one is Coded State's pre-season mainnet campaign, where users will get rewarded in a state and then Nibi for locking liquidity into Psi.Fund, which is a perp stacks built on Nibiru. So from now until mainnet launch, you can, earn rewards and also get a multiplier. So I highly encourage everyone to take advantage of that. You get 2 incentives, so can't really go wrong with that. And with Aviatrix, they're running a huge prize pool right now. So it's 4 million euros every day. 25% of the players who build a customized NFT plane to fly will actually get access to this prize pool. And it's free to build your plane NFT. And we've seen people in our community get airdropped on Mondays for being active, from 100 to even like over 500 maybe, which is awesome. And there's just been a lot of great feedback. So I do encourage you guys to go over to Aviatrix to play. We do have a promo code going on right now called AeroJet, and I'll drop all the information in the chat and pin it here so you guys have access to it. But yeah, with the promo code, you actually get 30 free flights before you actually put money in and fly. So pretty cool. And then Nebula, It's a lending and borrowing protocol that's live with their phase 2 of testnet missions right now. And so every day you can earn points by completing tasks like supplying, withdrawing, and borrowing. On top of that, they're also giving out points for daily social engagements, which are also redeemable for future rewards. They just launched their second Galaxy campaign. So I'll also drop that in the chat here for you guys. And then another one is Galaxy. So this is a product built by Swing, and this is their second bridging and swapping platform. So from now until their airdrop season concludes on February 7th, if you bridge an asset to Nibiru chain with a minimum of $6, you'll get 50 points per swap, and you can do that up to 5 times. So you have a chance to earn up to 250 points from now until February 7th, which is also redeemable for some Swing tokens at some point. And then this wasn't part of the tweet thread that I posted, but Astrovault right now has the Astrovault and Nibi pool that just went live a couple days ago. So with this, the APR right now, I think it's about 32%. It was initially at 50 when it launched. And during the space, they had mentioned, specifically Eric, the founder, had mentioned that the APR will actually increase over time. Right now, it did go down a little bit because people are, jumping on to the farm. I'm sorry, it's the farm, not the pool. To clarify, it's AVAX. I'm sorry, Astrovault and Nibi farm. Yeah. Anyway,
have sparing. Oh yeah, go ahead.
so with this farm, if you also, the benefit of using Astrovault, it's actually if you swap from Nibi to AVAX. I mean, sorry, it's confusing because their ticker is AXV, so it looks very close to AVAX, but it's Astrovault. When you swap from Nibi to Astrovault, you actually get Gravitate in your wallet, which is a token. This token is more than the transaction fee. And so over time that adds up, which is pretty cool. And then there's this isn't part of the incentive campaigns that are running, but we do have a space next week with Abracadabra. We have a proposal going out, which Unique and Gabe can touch on because that's really huge for our community right now.
Yeah, for sure. Well said, August. And so I'll be brief with the Abracadabra so we can kind of tease for the spaces and get a bit more in depth there. But essentially, we see Abracadabra as a really key part of our ecosystem. For those that don't know, Abracadabra is a really unique leverage platform. So you can bring in essentially any stable coin, like, let's say you wanted to bring in Usual, or I guess probably one of the more common ones now is with Athena. So like SUSDE that's yielding, call it 10%, and you can effectively leverage that. So, and some people call it loop, we call it leverage, but essentially, if you use 5 times leverage, you can take advantage of lower interest rates and get up to, well, with some of the things we're looking at, 40% in native, completely stable yield that'll be enabled by Syrup. And with your staked Nibi, you'd be able to get around 100% APY. So really excited for that. We're planning to contribute a pretty decent chunk of liquidity. We're really expecting a lot of TVL and also some really interesting strategies to come out of it. And again, it's going to be a cornerstone of our ecosystem. And so we're really excited to get to work with them.
All right. Thank you guys for sharing so much, Gabe and also August. There seems to be a lot going on the side, on the backend side of things. So thank you, August, for also dropping all the links there. For those of you who didn't catch what August was mentioning, she has dropped all the link over there, over the Chill Zone tab. So feel free to just check out all the links. Thank you guys so much, by the way. I guess like the most important thing that I caught was the 4 million euro. So it's just getting my gambling addiction up again. So I'm probably just gonna lose all my money on Aviatrix again, PG. So let's move on to the next question. Will be on the Nibiru ecosystem spotlight and that demo. So the question is, are there any potential projects that are lined up for the next session, which is next week?
Yeah, so I believe next week we do have PRDT that's going to go live and demo their app. I think we've done one in the past, but PRDT, and in case folks aren't aware, PRDT does like price predictions, essentially allowing users to be able to guess on whether or not, the price of an asset, let's take Bitcoin, for example, is going to hit above 100K or go below 100K. So it's a pretty, interesting mechanic on the pricing side for different assets. And so they've integrated on our testnet. And so now for right now, they support, pseudo testnet Nibi, but will soon support, obviously the main Nibi token once they're live on the mainnet. So make sure to stay tuned for their app and their showcase so that you guys can, kind of jump in and get your hands on the early testing of their apps. I know from our conversations with them, they are planning some interesting gamification mechanics to kind of drive usage. So really stay tuned for that. And we'll obviously release the alpha on the campaign and how that'll kind of operate as soon as we can.
All right, thank you so much, Brandon. Yes, for those of you who are keen to find out more what PRDT is, stay tuned for more information. We'll be dropping the information as early as next week. So the session will be hosted on Thursday and Friday. Thursday being a regular AMA session and Friday being the demo session as always. So stay tuned. All right, let's move on to the next one. I think we are reaching the crux of today's session. So the next question will be on the RFC, which is the request for culture. So recently, I think the team has released something called the RFC, which is request for culture. So perhaps the team can share what is RFC and what can the community do based on this RFC.
Yeah, so this is our new initiative, kind of in a beta stage, to encourage folks that want to create art, different meme coin communities, and just speaking of like PRDT and Bracket, for example, different prediction markets. It's really just to encourage folks to really start, kind of dabbling deeper into the community and, forming their own niche communities. I think something we'll also be adding perhaps like next week is something around AI and AI agents, because we've obviously seen the trends around AI agents and would love to see some involvement from our creative community members to kind of contribute their thoughts in a potential project on that front. We especially want to see some contribution on the meme coin and NFT front, just because NFTs, do a great job representing different communities from a visual standpoint. Meme coins, on the other hand, I think, kind of speaks for itself. People love the hysteria behind meme coins. Don't need to go too deep into that, but would love to see, the some of the niche communities that get built as a result of that. Sometime next week, we'll be releasing some more information on kind of the process behind the RFC, just to give a bit more guidance on how you can submit your project. Nothing's a dumb idea, so we'd love to see submissions of all sorts. And the idea here is we will be looking to incentivize the top submissions as well. I don't know if that's stated in the RFC, but we will be incentivizing top submitters for each vertical. So each for meme coins, NFTs, and whatnot. So something to be mindful of, and we'll release more information on kind of the process of how you can like kind of more optimally submit your RFC. But stay tuned for that, and then stay tuned for the RFC for the AI agents.
For those of you who are interested to start your own communities or to start your own meme coin or NFT project, I think now is the best time to start forming your own communities and start gathering the like-minded individuals to come join you to form these small little communities and then apply for the RFC. I think it is super interesting. And I guess to me, this is like the biggest alpha of the day, to be honest. So stay tuned for more information, as we're going to be dropping more information on it really soon. All right. Okay. So next up, let's move on to in real life event. I think ETH Denver is happening really soon. ETH Denver should be happening really soon. So the question will be, will the Nibiru team be there? And if the team will be there, will you guys have will you guys be at the main event, or will you guys have your own side events?
Yeah, so we'll be hosting a side event. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of hosting at the actual conference itself. I think it feels too Web2 software-like, where you're like at a convention center, you're trying to talk to all the different apps in like these siloed little booths. So to me, the best way to kind of engage both prospective partners as well as community members is to just host something on the side. That way it's a bit more intimate, and we obviously own the space for a few hours. So the plan right now, we've already secured the venue. We're now just finalizing the different ecosystem partners that'll be co-hosting it with us. So I think it'll be worth folks this time. So you guys will be in Denver to stop by. We'll be showcasing a few demos. For example, like Adiatrix, like we definitely want folks to try out the game in person. It'll be kind of degen to have it on the big screen. So we'll be doing that. Unsure about PRDT and if folks can kind of, bet on whether the price is going to go up or down of like, Bitcoin, for example, stuff like that. But it'll be an opportunity for our community members to be able to meet some of our ecosystem partners that are currently building on Nibiru. So pretty excited for that. In addition to that, we're also hosting a few regional community events. So actually, Tomite and Dan, Tomite, who's been actually at Nibiru as a community member for longer than I've been working here, will be hosting an event in Nigeria. So really excited for that event. We've been helping them kind of coordinate that. Dunak, who's also a community mod, who's also been a part of the community longer than I've been working on Nibiru, is also hosting an event in Ukraine. And then I believe Ladakh, also a community mod based in Vietnam, is looking to host an event in Vietnam as well. So really trying to get the name of Nibiru out there in the various regions, that's in addition to hosting our local events in North America. So a lot of physical events coming soon.
That is super exciting if you ask me. So I'm looking forward to all the local community events that the different moderators will be hosting. And as for the event that Nibiru is going to be hosting on the 25th of February, I think more details will be dropping really, really soon. So stay tuned. So, however, my question will be, will this event be open for everyone to join in, or will it be based on certain criteria to join in for the ETH Denver event?
It's a combination of both. We obviously want to make space for as many people as we can. Typically, we try to reserve the initial slots for prospective builders. Obviously, we need more. The more, the merrier of high quality projects to build on the chain. We obviously want to meet them in person, but we can also do that on a one-off basis. So it's not really an issue. I think August can speak more on the actual venue size and the capacity, but I think we should be able to fit a good chunk of people. So I'm not too concerned about that. So yeah, I mean, overall though, if you guys are planning to be in Denver, if you can't, let's say, you can't get into the event, for example, then we're more than happy to try and meet you offline as well. So that's not an issue at all.
All right, thanks for that, Brendan. So for all those of you who are heading down to ETH Denver, so this is one event to watch out for. So if you, as always, if you guys are not able to attend the event, probably the team can catch you somewhere else. And there are, as what Brendan has mentioned, local events in Nigeria, in Ukraine, and also in Vietnam coming up soon as well. So do stay tuned for all those events as well. I think there's really, really a lot of things going on in Nibiru at this current point. So it's hard not to be bullish, to be honest. So if you guys are still wondering like what is going on with Nibiru, like is there anything going on, I guess you guys are really missing out shit tons of stuff. So do check in with us on like what's the stuff's going on in the Nibiru ecosystem itself. We'll be more than glad to share with you everything that's going on behind the scene. It's super sick, to be honest. All right, I think we are coming to an end of today's session. It's already 13 minutes mark. So my last question for Brandon or for anyone in the team will be a very casual questions. So like, what are your thoughts on the current crypto market right now? I know that Simple has mentioned that the moment we started hosting this chill session, the price of Bitcoin just keeps pumping. So what are your current takes for this market right now at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little choppy up until President Trump gets elected or inaugurated into office. So it'll be interesting to see how the markets kind of react to that. I think there's been a dire need for regulatory clarity. And so it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out in the next coming months. Personally, I've obviously seen the hype around like the AI agent side, DeFi specifically. So DEF AI and the utility behind AI, like support bots that can, help you streamline like on-chain tasks and activities. So pretty interested on that side. I'm going to post a screenshot right now, but chatted with the folks at GMAC. They're one of the protocols that are building on Nibiru and actually also building on Frax, funny enough, but they're building this on-chain assistant. So essentially it'll allow you to, ask it like very basic on-chain related actions and it'll submit it for you. So things like, checking your wallet balance, submitting a transaction, if you want to conduct a swap, and the way I kind of see this going is kind of streamlining the overall retail experience, because I think right now, for the longest time, retail has had trouble, using different bridge tools, bridge solutions, and, just onboarding into a new ecosystem, fresh ecosystem. So I think these AI agents and AI tools really do have a powerful impact on the way we might see adoption in the next few years or so. So we're pretty excited for how we're going to be adapting AI. I mean, Unique is literally like an LLM engineer, so it'll be cool to kind of bring in his expertise alongside the team's expertise to bring forth more AI innovations into the project. So
Awesome. Thank you for sharing your take. This GMAC AI really looks very interesting, and it will really, I feel that it really solves the issue of like a retail user coming in not being able to really use crypto properly. All they need to do is just key in whatever they want to do on this application itself, and it will execute for them. I think we are really opening up the floodgates to retail users who have no idea what they are doing. So this is super interesting to see how it's going to turn out. Thank you so much for sharing this, Brandon. So I think before we close off, let's have a few more minutes for any questions that anybody has. Just pop in the chat, or you can just unmute and ask the team since the team is here. I think it's an opportunity, right? Since the team is here, and we don't always get to see the teams that often, and especially when Unique is here. So it is a very good opportunity for you to just pop your question if you have any in regards to. So feel free to just drop the questions in the chat. There's one. Do you think that AI might be facing an overvaluation to the point it might pop, like the dot-com bubble situation?
yeah, like to answer that, actually that team the other day was looking at an abstract or a paper from, I think it was Polygon. I was just seeing a lot of the buzz terminology being thrown out with expectations to raise at pretty high valuations for seemingly like vaporware like products. I mean, it is, I think, it's like the bots have become AI agents more so. So like what we've referred to as bots for the last like 10 plus years are just like being rebranded as like AI products and solutions. Obviously with like the launch of AI agents, we saw the initial like release of, virtuals was like first to market, and some of the AI agents that came out of virtuals, like they had like an exorbitantly high valuation, but then the bots were literally just reply bots of like ChatGPT wrappers. So that being said, I think since there's obviously been more sophisticated models that have evolved to kind of be more sentient like, so I think over time we will see more utility, and as a result, I think the valuations will kind of align. But that being said, I think there are some grifters in the space, and hopefully, we can kind of bring that down, tone that down to a few levels. So we're building like actual products and solutions.
Thank you, Brendan. I hope that answers your question, Jerry. But I do agree with you that there are grifters in the space, and they are really negative EV to the space. Hopefully, we are able to get them out soon. Okay, Frex is here. Frex is in Nibiru itself. So the question from ET Hancho, are you guys looking to expand your landscape in AI agents into other platforms besides virtual?
Yeah, so we are chatting with a few launchpad builders for the AI agent launchpad. This is completely separate from like virtual. So teams that are building, it's a combination of folks that have built like meme coin launchpads, but also teams that have built that are dev shops that have built different protocols like V2 dexes and whatnot that are interested in building. So chatting with a few of them, but I think the goal here is to bring on AI agents into the ecosystem for sure. I mean, technically we have GMAC, but GMAC is multi-chain, so they focus on not just like Nibiru, but other chains as well.
All right. I hope that answers your question, Eve Hancho. Thank you so much, Brandon, for taking it. I can see that seems like there's no more other questions. Probably take a fun one. Name us when new Eura stickers on TG.
Oh, guys, August, thanks for the reminder. We now officially have Bridge USDC. So take a look at that recent social post. That's like pretty major news for us. Completely forgot to mention that though. But
We can finally bridge our USDC over. Yes, I've been waiting for this moment. Woohoo! All right. Okay, I think we should have come to an end of the session for today. It's been a really, really fun session. 38 minutes. We overrun by 8 minutes, but it's all good, man. Everything is for the community. So I hope you guys enjoyed this session. There were really a lot of updates given by the team, and I hope you guys are able to slowly digest it. If not, do check out the links that August has shared earlier on. It's a full suite of activities going on, campaigns and everything. So be sure to take part in them. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I will see you guys next week for Ecosystem Spotlight PRDT. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in today and have a great weekend. And of course, last but not least, thank you to the core team for taking your time out for joining us today. It's really awesome to have you guys here again once.